picture this, right? You're at a dinner party, the appetizers are amazing, the conversation is flowing, and then boom, someone brings up the game.
Oh, yeah. The great American social filter.
Exactly. Suddenly, everyone else is speaking a completely different language, and you're just standing there nodding, hoping nobody asks you a direct question.
Right, because it's not just about athletics. It is about cultural currency. If you don't know the language, you just get left on the sideline.
It really does feel isolating. So today we're doing a deep dive into a really practical breakdown from Simon Chad called Talking About Sports in America. But we aren't here to teach you the offside rule.
No, definitely not. Think of this as your social survival guide. We're stripping away the stats and looking at how to fake being a fan, or at least survive a watch party without looking like an alien.
Because the reality is you can't really escape it, can you? Especially with the 2026 Winter Olympics happening right now, it is literally everywhere.
That's the very first thing you have to realize. In the U.S., sports are the default setting for small talk. It happens at work, family dinners, with complete strangers in elevators. It's the ultimate lubricant for social friction.
But it's not an equal playing field, is it? Like, all sports aren't created equal here.
No, there's a strict hierarchy. You've got your titans, which are American football, obviously, basketball and baseball. Everything else, like soccer or hockey, even with the big Winter Olympics bump right now, is kind of fighting for scraps.
Right. So if you want to maximize your social ROI, you focus on the big three.
Yeah, or whatever the massive global event is that week. But if you want a cheat code for the everyday stuff, the source actually gives us 5 magic words.
Did you watch the game?
Did you watch the game last night? It is brilliant because it's so vague. It could mean anything.
That is exactly the point. It's not an inquiry into the score. It's a bid for connection.
Yeah.
You're signaling, hey, I am part of this tribe. I participate in our shared rituals. You don't even really need to know who played. Okay, but that feels a little risky. If I ask that and they say yes and start raving about some crazy play in the fourth quarter, I'm suddenly in the deep end without a life vest.
A little bit, sure. But you don't need to be an analyst. You just need to drop the right high-value vocabulary. You don't need to know the defensive scheme, but you do need to know that the quarterback is the main character.
Right. And a touchdown isn't just points, it's the climax of the scene.
Precisely. These words are just social markers. If you mention kickoff, you aren't just talking about a start time. You're acknowledging the schedule, like that deadline when the socializing stops and the focus shifts to the TV.
And if you drop Super Bowl, you're basically referencing a national holiday.
Pretty much.
It's also about matching the energy, right? Because the breakdown points out that the vibe shifts a lot depending on the sport.
Oh, totally. If you're talking NBA playoffs, it's high intensity, fast-paced, but baseball. That's summer, hot dogs, relaxing in the sun.
So if you bring high-octane energy to a mid-July baseball conversation, you're completely misreading the room.
You'd look a bit intense, yeah. And please, for the love of everything, do not panic when someone says a player is on fire.
Right. No spontaneous combustion involved.
No, it just means they can't miss. It's an idiom, but in the moment, it's just a way to share amazement with the room.
Okay, so we've survived the small talk. Now we're getting invited to the actual watch party. This feels like the final boss level.
This is where the real tribalism kicks in. The conversation inevitably turns to, well, who's your team?
And you can't just say, oh, I hope both teams have fun.
Definitely not. You need an allegiance. The breakdown highlights the classics, the Patriots, the Lakers, the Chiefs. It's almost like asserting your identity.
Like it gives people a box to put you in.
Exactly. Saying I am a Laker fan tells people something about you right away.
So I show up, I'm wearing the jersey, which signals I'm part of I've got my snacks. What am I actually saying during the game?
Less is more here. You engage in casual commentary. You don't need to break down the play. You just wait for a reaction and say, wow, that was a great play, or crazy finish.
I love that. You're basically emotionally mirroring the room.
Precisely. And if you get completely lost, there is the ultimate safety net. You just lean over and ask, who's winning? Or what's the score?
It's so simple. It proves you're interested without requiring you to be an expert.
That's the secret. The bar for entry is actually incredibly low. People just want you to be present and enthusiastic.
So really, we're stressing out over nothing. You don't need to be an athlete to speak the language of sports.
Not at all. It's a social exercise, not an academic one. It's mostly about just knowing when to cheer.
Which brings us to a pretty big question to leave you with today.
Right. Because if sports are the primary way this culture bonds it.
And you decide you're too cool for it.
Yeah, if you refuse to engage even on that surface level, Are you voluntarily opting out of your own community?
Is ignoring the game actually just a really efficient way to make yourself lonely? Something to chew on the next time someone asks who you're rooting for. Thanks for diving in with us.